Coming up on the Paper Talk today, we'll be looking at potential incomings at Manchester United. Could the Reds be in the hunt for a big-name striker this January, or is it just Paper Talk? Let's find out. Jay here, Stretford, Paddock. This is the Paper Talk. As you can see, I'm outside Old Trafford and I'm not going to lie to you, it is absolutely freezing. So if you've got your parkers, put them on. Loads of stories to get through, as you would expect. A lot of them focusing on yesterday's draw at Anfield. A positive point for Manchester United. We did a lot of post-match analysis and reaction yesterday, so I don't want to labour the point too much. But I feel like the overall sentiment, the overall feeling is one of a bit of relief that Manchester United turned up and put in a good performance, and maybe even a little bit of disappointment that we didn't take all 3 points. We had a couple of opportunities, especially that one right at the end with Joshua Zirkzee combining with Harry Maguire, where perhaps we could have won it. I know a few people saying there was a hint of offside there, maybe VAR would have overruled it, but on the whole, I thought Manchester United were very good value for a draw that not many people saw us getting, to be honest with you. I think most people expected United not just to lose, but to lose badly. So for the team to turn up in the manner they did, get a couple of goals and almost snatch a win, it is a real positive mood, other than Ruben Amorim, who was quite critical. We spoke about this on the analysis show that me and Joe did yesterday. I'm going to paraphrase, but basically the gist of what he said in his post-match interview is, you know, we can't just settle for that. We can't be turning up just for the bigger games or whatever and be happy with the fact we got a point at Anfield where we've just lost 3 consecutive home games. And I like that. I like the fact that the manager seemed a bit annoyed. He seemed quite angry at it all, which might seem an odd feeling or an odd reaction when you've just got is a good point at a club that are more than likely going to win the league. But he's got standards and he wants to see those standards met, and I think this is a big vindication for Ruben Amorim. Doesn't close the criticism or the question marks that some people may have of his style or his tactics or his formation, because some people will still say, oh, does 3-4-2-1 really work in the Premier League? Is that the right way? Oh, should he go back to 4 at the back? Whatever. But I think when you put in performances like that with the formation that he trusts, then it shows it can work. It can work against a very, very good Liverpool side that Manchester United made look pretty average, I think. Obviously making the most of Trent Alexander-Arnold, having one and exposing that. But if you want a bit more analysis, we've got the analysis that me and Joe did yesterday where we looked at... Well, Joe looked in depth into each goal and each major incident. We've also got a post-match reaction from the likes of Stephen Houghton and Andy Say as well, so you can go and check that out. I want to mention a couple of performances. There were some good performances yesterday at Anfield. The man of the match, the player of the match, was Bruno Fernandes, who had a phenomenal performance, really. He was like Bruno back to his best. I think if you look at the stats, I think Statman Dave did a tweet, and he's something like 26 final third passes, 17 which were completed. I think it was 8 ball recoveries, 10 crosses. I think it was 4 chances created. I think there was an assist and was it a pre-assist as well, if you can call it that. So it was just an all-round sort of gangbusters performance by the captain. And he's had a lot of criticism this season, and by his own admission, I think he spoke about after the game, he's not having the greatest of seasons, and sometimes his standards have slipped somewhat. But I thought his performance at Anfield really was a top performance, and we need more of that from him, and it's good to see it. And I think that midfield of Bruno Fernandes, I know he was slightly more forward, but he dropped back slightly later, Manuel Ugarte and Kobbie Mainoo, it worked really well, it really did. And I thought all 3 of those players were excellent. I thought Harry Maguire was excellent as well. There was a lot of good performances at Anfield, to be fair. I don't like to single out too many players, because I thought as a whole the team performed well, and hopefully, I know I've said this before, said it after the Etihad, but hopefully we can build on it moving forward to the Arsenal game at the Emirates in the FA Cup, and to some of the league games we've got coming up, which are winnable games. I know we said that before as well, but if we can perform like we did at Anfield against the likes of, I think we've got Fulham, we've got Brighton, we've got Southampton coming up, we'll be okay. Let's talk about transfer rumours then, transfer news. There's a lot of stories doing the rounds this morning. I think the Manchester Evening News have got one about Victor Osimhen, about talks taking place over Victor Osimhen with Manchester United. He's obviously at Napoli at the minute, but, well, he's not at Napoli. He's owned by Napoli, but he's at Galatasaray. Now, the reports are from the Evening News, and I think this has come via another website as well. I think it's Business Insider or something like that who initially reported it, saying that there is a clause in his contract that he could leave for around 75 million quid. Now, have Manchester United got 75 million quid in January? Probably not. So do I see this move happening? Not really. but it's one to keep an eye on just in case Manchester United manage to find 75 million quid down the back of the sofa and decide they're going to go all out for Victor Osimhen in January. Now, Florian Plettenberg, who's been on the channel before, has spoken about this. He's tweeted about it and just said basically, Galatasaray don't expect Victor Osimhen to go anywhere. They're confident that he's going to stay at the club for the rest of the season. I think that's what his loan move, his deal is too. They're not expecting him to go anywhere, so this feels a little bit like literally paper talk. Doesn't look like it's going to happen. We have been linked with Victor Osimhen for about 2 or 3 years now. It does seem to come up every transfer window. He's obviously a striker that scores goals. I think he's got 13 goals and is it 5 assists or something in 16 games, something like that this season for Galatasaray. So he's doing well. He did well at Napoli. Obviously helped them win their first title for about, 30 odd years, whatever it was. And had a bit of a funny relationship with Napoli, didn't he? There was a bit of needle there between him and the club. I don't know if you can say between him and the club. I think the club's social media were trolling him at one point. It all got a bit silly and nasty. So he wasn't really feeling the love there at Napoli. He went to Galatasaray. He's doing well. Is he the answer to Manchester United problems? Possibly. I think we'd all have him. If we sign Victor Osimhen, I don't think anyone will be complaining, but maybe we need to look elsewhere. Maybe if we're not going to get him in January, which I don't think we will, maybe in the summer we go for someone like Victor Gyökeres, who does seem to be a slightly better fit, just in the sense that he knows the manager. He's absolutely on fire in terms of the goals he's been scoring, and he seems like someone that could come and fit into this system, because it's a system he's playing at Sporting and played very well. Get involved in the chat and the comments and let me know what you think about Victor Osimhen, about potentially bringing in Gyökeres in the summer, and what you think about any other transfer rumours that are doing the rounds as well. A couple more to go through. I think Joshua Zirkzee, who was getting his name sung yesterday by the fans at Anfield. I think Laurie Whitwell tweeted about it and mentioned it in his article as well, in his report, that the fans were getting behind Joshua Zirkzee, which is good to see. I wonder whether his confidence was a little bit shot after what happened here the other night, because I think that going into that last kick of the game, I expect Attacker to take a shot there. I really do. Now, I'm not having a dig at the kid because he's had enough stick. Laying it across to Harry Maguire was, it was pretty unselfish, and it's not the worst idea. I thought the pass wasn't great because he kind of hit it into the deck, didn't he? And it bounced up a little bit, made it more difficult for Harry Maguire, more difficult than it needed to be. But I just wonder whether a player that's full of beans, full of confidence, just has a shot there, because if I'm an attacker, last minute of the game, last kick of the game at Anfield, I ain't passing to anyone. I'm putting my foot through it and just hitting it at the target. Let me know what you think. But anyway, he's been linked with a move back to Italy. I think Juve are interested in Joshua Zirkzee. This has been doing the rounds for a little while now, and I think they're looking as well at Tyrone Malacia's been linked with a move there, which is a bit of an odd one. Not because I don't rate Tyrone Malacia, but he's been injured for 18 months. So I wouldn't expect many clubs to be looking at him as a potential signing, because he's had so many injury issues, but apparently he's been linked with a move to Syria, as is Joshua Zirkzee. So one to keep an eye on there. Will Manchester United sell anyone in January, or are we going to have to wait until the summer? I don't know. There might be some comings and goings in January. Manchester United might be looking at it and going, look, we need to do something. We're in the bottom half of the table. Yes, we've had a point at Anfield, but that doesn't mean that everything is rosy. We're lacking goals. We're conceding goals. We need to fix it. We need something to happen in January. Whether that is the likes of Zirkzee and Malacia going out the door, I'm not so sure. We'll have to wait and see. Whether that is the likes of Victor Osimhen or someone like that, a striker coming in. Possibly. Talking of strikers, Marcus Rashford. He's been linked with a move. He's been linked with a couple of moves away. Now, there was reports that he wanted to go to La Liga. I think the Manchester Evening News and one or two other newspapers have mentioned the fact that he's got his eyes, an eye on La Liga. But other reports are saying that AC Milan could be a destination. I think Court Offside had this the other day, saying that he could be going to AC Milan, that they're interested in bringing him or taking him to the San Siro. We'll have to wait and see what happens with Marcus Rashford. The old illness thing, I'm not really buying that, I'll be honest with you. I don't particularly think, no, that's the truth. I'm going to take that with a huge pinch of salt, if I'm going to be brutally honest. We also saw a report from Laurie Whitwell again, I think, over the weekend, about how the reason that there was issues with Marcus Rashford and Ruben Amorim was that he'd apparently gone out before the Everton game. Ruben Amorim didn't find that out until after the Everton game. Marcus Rashford actually did quite well in the Everton game, got a brace, didn't he? But Ruben Amorim found out about that, wasn't too happy about it. One or two other things as well. So the relationship there is not good. Is he going to repair it? Can he repair the damage that's been going on with that relationship? Alejandro Garnacho, hasn't he? He fell out with the manager, or the manager fell out with him, and he played yesterday, played his part at Anfield. Can that happen, Marcus Rashford? I don't think so. I don't think you're going to see Marcus Rashford in a United shirt again, maybe ever. if I'm being honest. But you may disagree. Get involved in the chat and the comments. We'll keep you posted if he does end up going to Italy or La Liga, wherever he may go. But Manchester United need to move him on and get someone in. I think we do need to bring a striker in. That much is obvious. Going to be back later on with the Paddock podcast. So make sure you are hitting like, share and subscribe. I'm Motty. This has been a Paper Talk. I'm absolutely freezing. Thanks for watching.